I took this basket off of this bike to put this seat on it. Let's see here. This little bracket here goes on like that, but it doesn't, that's as far as it goes because of these holes there for the bolts. So what I did is I drilled some new holes. I'm gonna Dremel it out squared so it could extend a little bit further out like that. Because before you only used to go about there, but now I'm gonna be able to extend it. And I'm gonna adapt it on the back without that basket. So instead of the basket, it's gonna have that seat on there. I just Dremeled it out. Let's see here. There it is. Not bad, huh? We continue. Okay, what I'm going to be doing next is this seat here came with these brackets here, right? So what I'm gonna do, there's nowhere for me to put it on here. So there's these existing bolts that came with the basket, right, from the original bike. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this bar, right, this pipe. I'm gonna smash the ends of it with a hammer so it's flat. I'm gonna drill a hole and I'm gonna make it the same length from here to here. And so I'm gonna be able to use these to bolt this pipe down. And then once I do that, then I'll take measurements and then I'll flip this thing. I'll flip it around so it's not in the way right here. And I'm gonna put this pipe in there like this, right? I'm gonna put it in there. But anyway, so I'm going too ahead. So I'm gonna put this pipe, it's gonna be smashed on the edges, bolted down from here to here. So it's gonna look just like this. It's gonna be a cross, right? And once I do that, it's gonna be like this. And then I'm gonna cut a little piece here, boom, boom, and add it like a T coming out this way so it could bolt up to this. Okay, right now I'm having some trouble making, oh shit, this bend that way to the right. That way it could be level with this, like that. And then this part, bend it flat out again so it could bolt up into that right there. It'll be flat and I could just make a hole and it could be, you know, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I'm having trouble bending this part right here that way. So let me see. I'm going to get this chisel here and put it somewhere where there's a gap and then hit it right in the middle right here and then bend it upward. I already got the that bar on there like I said I was gonna do. I'm still gonna trim it a little bit on this side, paint it up, but right now those two markings there, that's where I'm gonna put these two pipes. That's where it's gonna hold on to these brackets that go to the chair. And that's what it's gonna be. But anyway, so I'm about to weld those two pieces there to that cross pipe right there. And yeah, I should be, you know, it should be almost done. But yeah, this is going to be the first trike that I see. I tried to look up videos on, you know, something like this and I couldn't find anything. So this is for sure going to be the first one that I've seen anybody do this. And I think, you know, for the most part, I think it's going to be pretty cool and it's going to be safer, a little bit more, you know, as far as like, you know, the bike tilting or when you get off, you know, the baby is still on there. You don't gotta worry about somebody else taking them out of the seat, or, you know, so you could just leave the bike there and the baby could stay in there while you take them out. So I think it's gonna work out pretty good. But anyway, I gotta get started on that. There it is. I have it all welded up already. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm not a professional welder. I do what I can. But like I said, for the work that I do, I always say this holds up. And I'm not going to get better by not trying. So the more I do it, the better I get. Look at that. That was yesterday, but I think that's because it's just a way thicker metal. It's a lot harder to penetrate. That's why it came out looking like all funky. Looks like baby dingleberries. But anyway, so yeah, this is it right here. I'm gonna give it a quick paint real quick and install it, and we'll be good to go. This is it. I'm all done. Like I said, I did use these existing screws that went for the actual basket, because these come with the basket. So I made this little pipe. I bent the pipe. It was kind of hard to bend this pipe because like I said, I was just doing it by hammer and concrete. Yeah. So yeah, and it did, bend both sides the best I could. Yeah, you know what? I didn't even trim this one. I just said, fuck it, I'll leave it like that. It's all good. And then I welded these two other pipes. I smashed them on the side a little bit, just so it could be like a better fit when I welded it together. That way I didn't have to cut the other end at an angle, rounded or inward, the same shape as this pipe. So I just smashed it up a little bit, made it ovalish, welded it on there, and then yeah, but yeah, it came out pretty good. That's it. That's my that's what I'm gonna be pushing my baby around in. So it's pretty neat. I think it's pretty cool, and like I said, man, I'm trying to stay busy. It gives me something to do.